Hi, I'm Elena, and this is Business Casual. And today we're talking about refurbishment and how you can turn returned articles, which could be written off as a loss, back into revenue. And today I'm joined by Daniel Jesske, Head of Service Provider Management at Zalando. Welcome, Daniel.
Hi, Elena. Thanks for the invitation. Happy to be here.
I imagine that you've refurbished a lot of items. Which one is the most challenging?
When you look into the huge assortment which is offered by Zalando or by our partners, you see, a lot of different kind of articles. You can think about a ball gown with a lot of sequins, which is more difficult to check maybe than a basic t-shirt. But we have also wonderful examples here next to us. A white leather shoe has, of course, its own challenges. Or this blue hat with a distressed look, where it's more challenging to assess if it's used to look this way or if there are maybe some flaws with it.
A little bit like my dress, a lady in distress.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you. Let's start with a bigger picture. Why do fashion brands need refurbishment processes?
Well, first of all, we are living in a world with limited resources, limited environmental resources, but also limited commercial resources. And with the refurbishment process, we tackle both of them. A refurbished item goes back on stock again. It supports the sustainability goals and it doesn't end up in waste, for example. And a refurbished item can generate revenue again as it's going to be resold.
And it's a process that's very specific to fashion, obviously, because you don't need to refurbish a pen or a fridge. So what does this process look like?
As I said, we have a huge variety of items, and therefore we also need a huge variety of services to treat all items individually and in the perfect way. We offer, for example, sewing stations where we can repair defect seams or missing buttons. We have a shoemaker process to take care of shoes like these, if there are some flaws with it. We have ozoning machines to get rid of any smells like perfume, for example. We have laundry service, so a huge variety of services.
So how effective is refurbishment?
Over 96% of items can be sold directly after the standard returns process, where some light refurbishment is done, maybe going over a shoe with a brush, for example. And the rest of the items get this special treatment I just mentioned in the refurbishment process.
You just mentioned a lot of different processes like sewing machines and ozoning, and this requires specialists in their particular fields. So how does Zalando and ZEOS make it happen?
At Zalando, we have around 15 years of experience in fashion logistics, including also returns. And based on that, we built up a network of around 20 returns and refurbishment facilities which are operated by our partners. And these partners are experts in fashion logistics and handpicked by us just to deliver the service we need and the items need. And we at Zalando are orchestrating this ecosystem just to offer the best service also to our partners.
And if someone wants to see the refurbishment process, it's actually possible now because we have an AR app, right?
Yeah, and with your mobile phone, you can use this app and go from inbound to returns and have a deep dive into all logistics services.
I guess I should say there is a link in the comments, right?
Of course.
Thanks so much, Daniel. It was a great discussion today.
Thank you, Elena.
And that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in to Business Casual. Keep dressing Europe, and we'll see you soon.